Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. For a little while now, I wanted to do a video on which are the best rabbis on YouTube, in my humble opinion. I thought this might be a helpful video and save some other people the time it took me to find this lineup. Please bear in mind that this video is designed for Messianic believers who are starting to feel disillusioned by that movement, and it's for Christians looking to learn about what the Torah actually is and in the process of making some life-changing decisions. This video in no way endorses YouTube as a source for learning over getting taught by a physical rabbi and paying him to teach you to learn in your capacity, whether you are Jewish, looking to convert, or looking to become a B'nai Noach, which is a Noahide. At the end of the day, YouTube is not a kosher platform, and legitimate rabbis are on it and other such platforms for keruv purposes only, that is for outreach purposes only. The more well-heeled of them have their own apps that can be downloaded, which they have full control over, and you're not going to see or hear anything challenging or offensive if you move to use these tools exclusively. So I want to start out by listing 8 key things that you should be looking for in a good online rabbi. Number 1, they have to have Yirat Shamayim. They have to have the fear of heaven. That is, they have to teach on this concept at least semi-regularly because it's arguably one of the most difficult things to acquire. It's arguably one of the most important things that a person can develop. Number 2, they have to not care about popular opinion or have no desire to make a name for themselves or build a personal empire. Rather, they should be solely focused on doing the will of Hashem. Number 3, they have to only be concerned with emet. So their only interest is the truth. Number 4, they have to have legitimate credentials, meaning they have to have Orthodox Jewish qualifications and, if possible, some type of endorsement by the Chief Rabbinate of Israel. And number 5, they have to speak without fear of offending listeners and speak strongly. The stricter the rabbi you can get a hold of, the better. You don't want anybody that's going to sugarcoat or soft shoe anything. And you don't want to listen to somebody who doesn't talk about topics that challenge you. Number 6, they should be effective, meaning that they have to have tangible runs on the board in terms of outreach success, with regular charity works, growing and mentoring people, and building yeshivot, that is houses of study. Number 7, they have to have comprehensive teachings on the following subjects. These subjects include halakha, Musa, Midot, Shimurat Halashon, Shimurat Ayanim, and Shimurat Habrit, and good hashkafa, that is, they have to have a good, strong, and grounded Jewish outlook and good Orthodox Jewish philosophy. And finally, with number 8, they have to revere and respect the Jewish sages. All of the rabbis that I'm going to mention in this video, to a greater or lesser extent, embody all of these qualities. Okay, rabbi number 1 is, unsurprisingly, Rabbi Yosef Mizrachi. Rabbi Mizrachi is a Haredi Jew and public speaker with over 26 years of experience in the keruv field. He has countless videos on countless subjects, and he is extremely active, putting out a teaching weekly, sometimes more than one teaching per week, and the teachings average around 3 hours in length. He has lectures in English and Hebrew, and he has his own app entitled Rabbi Mizrachi, which is produced by Bezrat Hashem Incorporated. In addition to this, he has many high production level movies on topics, engages in debates from time to time, and is not afraid to attack the Israeli leftist government, even weathering lawsuits and media attacks that don't seem to faze him at all. And so he definitely should be high up on your list of who you are learning from on the internet.
לא היה לי ראש ללמוד אתמול, מחילה כבוד הרב. Something happened in his private life. Whatever it was. It had to be something significant. That he did not show up as a serious learner. So he say to him, where does it say in the Torah that you only learn when you are in a mood to learn? I don't remember seeing such thing. You must learn whether you are in a mood, whether you're not in a mood. On top of it, there is no such thing that a person would sit and learn at least 5 minutes and he won't be fully in a mood to learn. It's only the first 5 minutes maximum. Could be after 2 minutes you in. The difficulty is just to sit and to open the Gemara. After you read 1 or 2 lines with your chevruta, or even when you're alone, you're in it. The world does not exist anymore. Your depression, your sadness, your money lost, your broke your shidduch, whatever the problem may be, it's gone. The Gemara say, Chash berosho יעסוק בתורה. חש בעיניו, יעסוק בתורה. חש בבטנו, יעסוק בתורה. You have pounding headache, learn Torah. Stomach ache, learn Torah. Eyes burning, hurting, learn Torah. Automatic. Every problem, learn Torah. Come on, rabbis. Enough, give me a break. I'm coming to complain that my head is exploding. Pounding headache. Tell me, take 4 Advil. What do you mean to learn Torah? I have stomach pain. I'm dying. Learn Torah. My eyes hurt. Learn Torah. Or everything learn Torah? Yes. Why? Who knows why? The Torah is the remedy for every problem in life? I'll tell you the secret. Try it at home. Try it. See it works. You have now heartache, headache, stomach pain, whatever, your knees hurts, your back hurts, sciatic nerve, I don't know, lots of suffering right now. From the minute you dive into the Torah Gemara, your brain is now focusing 100% on understanding. It's sharp and it's very deep. So your brain changed to a mode that all the efforts go now to the brain to understand what you read. Once the brain is busy understanding what you read, it does not send pain, not to the back, not to the eyes, not to the stomach, not to the head. It's all gone. It's very possible that after 3-4 hours that you learn and you close the Gemara and you get up, right away the headache will come back. It's not that the headache wasn't there. You just did not feel. The problem that caused you headache, let's say you dehydrated, you don't drink enough water, so you have headache. Hashem is sending you headache for what? For you to realize there is a problem. Check yourself what you're doing wrong. Maybe you were too much under the sun. You know, the sun maybe caused that. Okay. But when you learn, there is no alert. Nothing. You completely disconnect. It's hard to believe. It's so true. People that sometimes come, my back, they cannot see, they cannot move. Once they in, everything is gone. If they sit at home, Moshe, help me out. Slow. Your father is an old man already. Don't move me to, You see me in the yeshiva, come on. What happened to the back? Doesn't exist. Why? The brain is in a different mode. It does not activate the nerve system to send pain to the place. It's not a priority right now. It's unbelievable how Hashem made the world. That's why Chazal, what you contradicting Chazal? They tell you have headache, learn Torah. What about Advil? Advil may take the headache but cause you cancer. How do you know? All these chemicals. Do you know what the side effects that they have? Did you wonder why in the last 40 years almost every other person get cancer? When I was a baby, almost no one had cancer. Only 15,000 people had cancer in Israel 50 years ago. 15,000 a year. There was nothing. Nothing in percent. Today you have hundreds of thousands that have cancer. What changed? Millions of things change. Cell phone, towers, high voltage wires, electronic, who knows? Lots of chemical, pills, all kinds of medicine that didn't exist. We will not know what's the direct cause of the cancer. People that don't smoke get lung cancer. How can it be? They didn't smoke. They breathe smokes of buses, they breathe smoke of other smokers. It can cause cancer. But even people that were not exposed to smoke, all of a sudden you find out they have lung cancer. Usually 98% of the people that have lung cancer are heavy smokers. That's a fact. You ask any doctor that is his specialty, he'll tell you that. But there are 2% that get it even they don't smoke. Why? Mystery. By the way, you should know, all the diseases in the world have a spiritual root and a spiritual cause. Then come the physical cause and the physical root. The physical follow the spiritual. I'll give you an example. A person commits a sin on a daily basis with a woman that is forbidden to him. Let's say a Goya. He's a Jew, and he is living in a relationship with a non-Jewish woman. 2-3 years in a relationship, he finds out he has prostate cancer. He goes to the doctor takes the MRI, X-ray, whatever, and now he needs all kinds of treatment, and sometimes it leads to death. If they catch it fast, most likely he would live. If not, he will die. What is the number one cancer in men in the world? Prostate cancer. What is the number one cancer by women? The womb and the ovaries. Excuse me, no. Breast, shad, sartan shad. 1 out of 8 women gets it. Second is the womb and the ovaries. What do you see over here? You have the 2 places in a woman's body that she commits sins with are being affected more than anything. The organ of the man that participate in this sin more than anything is affected more than any other organs in the body. Now there are 2 ways to look at it. One is nature, coincidence. Coincidence! What do we know? We're not God. We don't know. Why it's in the breast? Bad luck. Something in nature caused it. Maybe, I don't know, they put clothes that are too tight and they put pressure. They're going to find an excuse. That's one way to look at it. The other way to look at it as a religious person, whether you're Jewish or not Jewish, but a religious person, it's the hand of God. He directs the cancer to the places that participate in crimes against him. I know it's annoying a lot of people and makes a lot of wicked people get angry when they hear about it. Face it. I can definitely don't care what you think. I only care what God thinks. And when God told us that when we commit sins, we will be punished measure for measure. Mida keneged mida. En yisurim belo avon. There's no suffering unless there was a prior sins first that caused the suffering. So now, when God decides that a person has to be affected in his prostate or in her wounds or in her breast, now he's going to cause it through something physical.
Rabbi number 2 is Rabbi Yaron Reuven. Rabbi Reuven was born in Israel and migrated to the US when he was very young. He became a Wall Street millionaire by the age of 23, but after a 7-year battle with a mysterious illness, he did some serious soul searching and became religious, but carried his strict work ethic into his new religious life. His story can be viewed in the movie Hashem Took Back His Millions. Definitely worth a watch, but be warned, this film is not for the faint-hearted. He quickly drew the attention of other prominent Orthodox rabbis and started Bezrat Hashem Incorporated, and has since headed this organization that has continued to punch way above its weight for nearly 20 years. Like Rabbi Mizrachi, he is a straight shooter and tackles subjects that few other rabbis dare to go near. He also has his own app and recently launched AI Rabbi, which is taking the world by storm. He has produced countless movies on subjects that you won't even know ever existed, and he has done live lectures that have gone up to 8 and 9 hours without a break. He has even produced a live lecture in which he is still teaching on camera while he is asleep. He, along with his mentor and brother-in-law, Rabbi Ephraim Coughlin, who is a modern-day Jewish sage in his own right, have published many sefarim, many books on very crucial subjects in English and Hebrew. So he is definitely a rabbi that you need to tune into if you're going to continue to use YouTube or use the internet in general.
For it, and that's all they want, and you see it everywhere. You see it everywhere. And the question is, why would anybody want to be a celebrity? Why would anybody want to be the next billionaire? Why would anybody look up to all of those people? Well, let's see. They look up to all of those people. They look up to the rapper the big hitter. Why do they look up? Because they see he's got a house. There's a show on TV that shows how nice his house is and how big it is and how many rooms he has and the chandeliers and the many cars and all the people that work for him and how many followers he has on the internet. And they see her and the new clothing line that shouldn't even be considered clothes. Needless to say, they call it the clothing line, and how many popular fans, how many people follow her, and how popular she is, and how she has all the newest clothes, and how the headlines say she makes all this money. And they see another person, and they see they got a job, and they have a CEO, and they founded a company, and they built it to become a multi-billionaire, and they're on the Forbes 500, and they so on and so forth. So the Satan, first and foremost, uses one of HaKadosh Baruch Hu's tools that works best. What does he do? He plants a seed. He plants a seed. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, it says in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Zore'at tzedakot. HaKadosh Baruch Hu plants the seed of the tzedakah. What does he mean he plants the seed of the tzedakah? This is in your tefillah and shachrit. What does he mean he plants the seed of the tzedakah? He doesn't pay you a reward for the tzedakah that you give right away, but rather he plants it. Why? He'll give you the reward when you need it, rather than when you want it, when you've messed up enough times, but now you finally did tshuva. But how do you get back on your feet after you've messed up so many times? Hashem says, remember that tzedakah that you gave 20 years ago? I'm going to use the merit of that tzedakah to uplift you back to life. And so on and so forth. A person gets sick. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to give him a cure. And now he deserves to get that cure. But still, he needs to have the resources, the spiritual resources, to have a cure. Hashem says, you remember that tzedakah that you gave for a Sefer Torah, or you gave it to a Talmid Chacham, this, I'm going to use a little bit of the reward that you're supposed to get in Olam Haba. I'm going to use it in this world for you to get you back to health, to get you back to life. So the Satan Rabotai Yekarim, does the same exact thing. He plants a seed, just differently. He plants a seed. What does he do? He gives you the illusion that this person that you are now seeing on a screen or in front of you in any way or another is the definition of success. He or she is the definition of success, of happiness, of glory. They are it. Why? Because they're showing you this person at their prime. This person at a point where everyone around them wants to be them. And you become one of those people. So he plants the seed. Number one, this is what success looks like. This is what you want to be like. She is immodest, and that's why so many people love her. You should be immodest. Her hair is out like some lioness. Your hair should be out. She's not wearing any clothes. You shouldn't wear any clothes. She's talking like some truck driver. You should talk like a truck driver. She is promiscuous and has had 5 husbands inside 5 years. You should have 5 husbands inside 5 years. And you should do everything she does. Why? It's cute. It's cute. It's popular. Look, she's her and her sisters all have become billionaires. The Kardashian family, and this Britney Spears family, and the other one was Zona's family. All of these Zonot have had success. You should want to be like her. Wear clothes like her. Wear makeup like her. Talk like her. Want to do what she does. Put your pictures on the internet like her, especially the promiscuous pictures. Pucker your lips like her, and act like her, and walk like her, and even say things like her, and perhaps even buy her product so people think you are her. And the reality is, Rabotai, this happens to the kids in your house that are surrounded by public school mentality, secular mentality, non-Jewish mentality. It's everywhere. Even inside the most religious communities in the non-Jewish world, you will see this as standard. I saw one time a documentary about perhaps the most so-called religious people in the Christian world in America, the evangelical Christians. About 60 million of them. They're the most aggressive missionaries out of all Christianity. And you see in this documentary, you see everybody's talking about Yoshke, everybody's talking about how he's going to save you and so on and so forth, but yet not a single woman knows how to wear clothes. They're all walking around in underwear and think it's normal. The little girls walk around half naked and it's normal. And no one thinks of any of it being such a big deal. And no one is surprised that in reality, all of those kids that walk around with the little Bible, all of those kids that are in a secluded community in order to not be tainted by the secular world, all of them are making the very same exact sins of immorality as everybody else out there. They're just doing it among each other. All of the filth is within. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. It's just you chose your audience. And the reality is, Rabotai Karim, is that this seed of the Satan comes to people of all ages, of all genders. It's everywhere. And the Satan's job is to stupefy the generation to think that this is normal, that it is normal to walk around with underwear because the celebrity does it. It is normal to flaunt your money and be arrogant because the celebrity does it. It's normal to be nasty to people because the celebrity does it. It's normal to have all of your ambitions and energy and resources spent on acquiring a fortune of fame, a fortune of money, a fortune of everything material, including a fortune of wives and husbands. That's also part of the fortune. If you only married once, they frown upon you sometimes. Oh, you only once? Oh, you're like one of the old timers. And the reality is, Rabotai, in this generation, the world is infested with tum'ah. Tum'ah to the extent that they are now teaching in England already for some time, little babies, kids 4, 5 years old, 3 years old, 6 years old, that if the boy does not want to be a boy and he wants to be a girl, he should be a girl then. No one should call him a boy ever again. They teach this in the schools in England, and now it's coming to the United States. There are different parts of the US that their teachers are teaching this to the kids in the public schools in the United States already, telling them that they should, first and foremost, never allow anyone to decide what their gender is. If you are a boy by, as far as your biology, but you decide that you're a girl, you can be a girl. Go to the girls' room and relieve yourself, just like one of the girls. Walk around with a dress. Do all of the things that the girls do. Do all the things don't let anyone decide what your gender is. And if that's not bad enough, if you want to really take it up a notch, you should marry, one man should marry another man and have a child, but pretend that this is really your child, as if you're not traumatizing this poor kid. The girl can be a boy, the boy can be a girl, the boy can marry the boy, the girl can marry a girl, and that's what you do. Just like, what do we see? It's nothing new. Sodom and Gomorrah, the generation of Noah. We've seen Egypt. We've seen this many times. Nothing new under the sun. But now it's gone to the point where it's in the teachings of the school, and now it's coming also to places on not just under the ground type of teaching, but actually in schools, in New York, in California, in different parts of the United States, in all places around the world that literally have taken their morals that are connected to the Torah and thrown them in the garbage and replaced it with the morals of the Satan. This is what's happening right now, Rabotai. And now everyone thinks it's absolutely normal. Why would anyone think it's normal? Because the Satan has planted seeds where he's made some of these people that are crazy, that say that they're a woman even if they're a man, say that they're a man even if they're a woman, made them popular, made them heads of office in the government, made them celebrities on TV, on the internet, gave them all types of fame and fortune. So now there's no more terms like they used to have when I was a kid, that anyone that was like that, they would simply hide it. They would hide themselves. They would hide their desires. They called it being in the closet. No such thing as being in the closet. Now it's something you should be proud of, to the point where you should flaunt your sexual desires that are filthy and against human nature. Now you should do it. Why? Because the celebrity did it. Because the government member did it. Because the teacher did it. All of these so-called leaders are doing it. You should too. Look, they are leaders and they succeeded to the highest level according to their definition of success. You should do the same. And this Satan's seed is everywhere. And unfortunately, Rabotai Karim, it is also in the Jewish world, no different than anywhere else. You will see this in the non-religious neighborhoods, and you will unfortunately see this in the religious neighborhoods sometimes, where you have young kids literally acting like animals, acting like absolutely animals from Sodom and Gomorrah, and not thinking anything of it. How could it be? It all starts with that seed. It all starts with that seed. Now, how do we get rid of this seed that has literally grown up to be the most rotten fruits in the history of man? How do we get rid of this gross fruits? Gross, disgusting, vile fruits. How do we get rid of it? How do we go from a point of admiring celebrities and material success and promiscuity and immodesty and immorality and arrogance? How do we go from being what's called normal, by admiring all those things, to being like the holy people of the previous generation that were disgusted by it, or at the very least the respectable human beings that may have not been the most holy but still respectable enough where they kept their filth hidden from society? How do we get to that point?
Rabbi number 3 is Rabbi Mendel Kessin. Rabbi Kessin teaches predominantly on Torah subjects related to current events, at least in the last few years. And his lectures since COVID have been very enthralling and will well equip any listener with the ability to look at what's happening in the world with a completely Torah-centric eye. He received Simcha, that is rabbinical ordination, from Rabbi Moshe Feinstein Zatzal himself, Rabbi Shlomo Schreiber, and Rabbi Levin, who is the chief rabbi of Netanya. He was also very close with Rabbi Chaim Friedlander Zatzal, and he actually helped with the publication of his Sifrei HaRamkal. So this guy is definitely worth checking out. His videos, at least of late, are focused on current events, and you won't believe some of the things that this guy says. It is just amazing, and it's calming in a way because he's telling you what's happening in the world, but he's telling you these things that are happening from a completely Torah-based outlook. So you'll definitely enjoy and get a lot out of watching this particular rabbi.
So in any case, what has happened is this. So when you think about that, so here we come now to the election day. So I've tried to explain certain major ideas and so on. But I want to show you the power that God has given to the Democratic Party. And I've explained why. Because this will enormously magnify the power of God. You realize who has gone against Trump? The USA, right? The DOJ, the Department of Justice. The whole department is against Trump. You know how powerful, how many prosecutors they have? They have gone against Trump. The FBI, the CIA, the NSA, right? All of them. The IRS, the Secret Service, they almost let him die. That's how bad they were, right? The whole White House is against, right? The courts is against him, right? And you're looking at the media and the corporations. You have any idea what this is? There's 10 or 11 phenomenal forces arrayed against Donald Trump. That's the whole U.S. government. That's the might of the whole U.S. government. How in the world did Trump survive? No man could survive that. Now you begin to understand the permission that God has granted the left and the progressives, the evil of Esav, right? Because God is going to take them out in a way they don't even begin to comprehend. So therefore he gives them unmitigated, right? Power to array the entire US government against Trump, which is phenomenal. And what do we see? How in the world did he survive this onslaught? It doesn't make any sense. No man can survive the assault and the onslaught of the entire government of America. It's beyond belief. And then Iran wants to assassinate him. But God protected him. So it's like God is saying, well, I challenge you. It's interesting to hear a Bosco come out and say, okay, America, I have given you power and dominion and reign. Do what you want. Let's see how good. Reminds me of Titus when he destroyed the Beis Hamikdash, and he did certain terrible sins. So God said, okay, you think that you are in control, whatever, I will show you what I can do in any case. And he killed, of course, he destroyed Titus and so on, right? So what God is saying to the Democratic Party, okay, unleash everybody. Let's see what you can do. And they did. They unleashed the entire US government. And you can't even imagine what the power or what the threat is of that. You're finished. You're dead and buried. Somehow Trump survived. Not only survived, you can actually see that the Rebbeinu Shalom protects him. How? Look at the major mistakes. Every indictment is dismissed from Trump. You realize what that is? Every indictment has now been thrown out. You see, 2 assassinations. One assassination is a miracle that is revealed to the entire world. That bullet missed him by 1/4 of an inch. And he said himself, there was a 1 in 20 million chance that could happen, that he would move his head and look at the wrong side, which he never does. What a miracle. It's an open miracle. And people don't understand this. You see? Not only that, the guy's 78 years old. He made 4 stops in the last day. Excuse me. He's 78 years old. Where does he get the stamina? It's like he can't be stopped. Where does he get the energy? A man in his position should have had 15 heart attacks already. You see? Because of the stress. Not only is he okay, but he's able to run around. I mean, do you have any idea how many rallies he's gone to in the last several months, ever since he was, chosen and so on, and the mistakes that they've made, terrible mistakes. One of the biggest mistakes that she made, she never gave interviews. So everybody realized she's a dud. She's hollow. There's nothing there. She's an empty suit. And not only that, she should have picked Shapiro, which meant that she could have maybe won Pennsylvania. And that was the beginning of her downfall. And with Pennsylvania could have come other swing states. Instead, she picks a nobody, a person who is obviously deranged in some way, besides how evil he is, what he did to his state and so on, Minnesota, whatever, right? Tim Walz, whatever his name is she normal? But she had no free will. She had to. So she picked the wrong guy to be a VP, you see, or her VP. And I get a kick out of this. Look how God protects Trump. When Trump spoke at the Madison Square Garden, so he had a comedian. That comedian really made a stupid remark. I mean, it was incredible. I mean, where's this guy Seichel? His intelligence, obviously. So all of a sudden, hey, the Democratic Party was now handed a gift. They can now accuse him, Trump, of being a racist, right? Which is no good, because he needs the Hispanic vote, and he doesn't want people to think, right, that Trump is a racist. So God said, don't worry, I'll protect you. So Biden comes out a couple of days later, right, and it says the same thing that this comedian says, that Trump supporters, all 74 million of them, are garbage. Why would a man say that? Is he stupid? How can you say that? So all of a sudden, instead of having the ammunition to go after Trump because of what this comedian said, they were now trying to defend Biden and his ridiculous remark. You see, Who made Biden say that? You know, it's not Teva. God made him say it. And all of a sudden that took away the entire accusation right before the election. I mean, it's unbelievable what God has done for Trump. How many ways he saved the man. Do they recognize this? No. But I have to bring it out. You have to understand that this is all God. This has nothing to do with Trump. Except he voluntarily, and he wants to, of course, campaign. But look at the miracles, how you can count them. You see? In essence, what is it happening, right? You know, which is interesting. Is God is saying, hey, do whatever you want. Throw at him whatever you want. It's not going to work because you don't realize something. I run the show. And the only vote that counts is mine, not yours. And you don't realize to what extent I will destroy you.
Number 4 on the list is Rabbi Yehoshua Zitron. Rabbi Zitron has been teaching Torah and doing Keruv since 2010. Now, this guy is a very energetic young man with a head full of seemingly endless knowledge and speaks with enthusiasm and excitement. Rabbi Zitron has learned in the Mirer Yeshiva and Torah Or under Rabbi Chaim Pinchas Sheenberg. This rabbi is also across many platforms, including Spotify, with hundreds of teachings on a myriad of subjects.
1800s and the early 1800s. He said in those generations, in his time, there are people that are coming to speak unrehearsed. Then what happens? The entire city comes to listen to them, but they lack any logic. That's what Rabbi Lezer Papa, the Peliot is saying. He says, rather, when you're presenting information, presented from published works, from the Sfarim HaKadoshim that we have the Rishonim, we have the Achronim, we have so many Sfarim, so many of source material that's so Kadosh. That's what you should go, and that's what you should present. And of course, he says that you have to go based on the Gemara and Avodah Zarah. Based on the Gemara in Megillah, page 15a, that says that a person who says something, you should say in the name of the person that you said it for, because that brings redemption into the world. Unfortunately, in our day and age, and even in those day and age, you have people that go and they present different topics, especially Torah-related topics, that they don't quote, they don't source anything. Many times it's their own interpretation. Many times it's not a problem because it's based on true Torah sources. It's good chidushim. But many times, I shouldn't say many times, sometimes it's wrong and it's against the Torah. And the power of a chiddush, the power of innovating, the power of presenting something new, for the, based on the Torah. Again, it's not like it's a new concept. It's we're taking sources from here, and presenting it to apply to something maybe, let's say, in our day and age, for example, something that, so it's a chiddush. It's something that is new, but it has to be based off certain sources. This chiddush aspect is not just for speakers; it's anybody. And the Peliot, so the Nefesh HaChaim will bring about that there's so many sources on how important it is to do that, to actually make Chidushim, because it has tremendous, tremendous power. Peliot says someone who develops new Torah insights, Chidushim, is considered very, very, very important in Shemayim, very important in heaven. The Zohar, he quotes the Zohar, that it's considered as if you're building new heavens, and you become a partner in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The Nefesh HaChaim also brings down in the fourth shar in the Parak Yud base that it brings down the Chol Shekain chidushim amitim, like true Torah innovations, meaning that is developed by people based on true sources. There is no limit to the value of greatness and what effect they have in heaven. It has a tremendous effect. Again, this is for everybody. Anybody that's coming up with a new chiddush, a new innovation that is based on true sources, that it's going to say, okay, listen, I have this verse and this achron or this risha, whatever it is, I heard this class and I heard this class, and I'm combining it together and I'm presenting a new novel idea. That is a tremendous power in heaven. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu goes and he takes this, says the Nefesh HaChaim, that for every single word that is innovative from a person's mouth, HaKadosh Baruch Hu takes it, kisses it, crowns it, builds it, new independent worlds. Again, a lot of very Kabbalistic, ideas. In fact, he quotes the Zohar that says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu pays very, very close attention to those who involve themselves with the Torah. And every word that they innovate from the Torah it's made into a single heaven, and then the HaKadosh Baruch Hu, again, he takes it and makes it into crowns, and he kisses it and crowns it and makes it more worlds upon more worlds. What is the purpose of all this expounding on the creation of the world and the crowning? It means that it's valued very, 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 very highly in Shemaim, to the point that the Tana Devei Rabbah, in the end of the 10th chapter, says, Ashrei Misha Mischadeshes Divrei Torah al Piv. Praiseworthy, happy is a man that is able, or woman that's able to go and be mischadesh, to innovate Torah on their mouth. And it ends off with saying that from you, ani matzil es Yisrael, I save Klal Yisrael, meaning that it has the ability to protect Klal Yisrael. And again, soon we'll see why we're bringing down these, in the introduction to this, of like arrogance, saving Klal Yisrael, because we'll see on the flip side. But the Pele Yoetz goes on, and a question came in. I think that it's important just to touch base on that. How does a person know? And then maybe they make innovation. How do they know if it's correct? So if they're not on the level, they speak to the rabbi. They speak to a rabbi and say, "Hey, listen, this is what I came. Am I in the right thought process? Am I in the right path? Is this accurate?" And a legitimate rabbi will tell you, "That's very interesting. I have to look into it," or "That's 100% correct," or "No, that's really, really wrong. You're way off track." But sometimes you need to go and you need to ask. So the Pele Yoetz says the power of this making a chiddush has the ability to rectify every sin. Every sin, especially for the sin of the bris, of wasting seed. The Pele Yoetz says the reason why is because semen, it emanates from the brain. That's where it starts off, and the spiritual aspect of it. And when somebody goes and is innovating new ideas, they're using the brain and has the ability to rectify every sin, including this most severe sin of wasting seed. So it has a tremendous power, and that's why we tell people, let's say somebody who wants to do tshuva on this sin, one of the things that they need to do is they need to learn more, and they need to increase in their learning, specifically learning things that are harder, more difficult, that you're utilizing your mind, you're sweating over, you're breaking your head over, because that has the power to go and rectify this sin.
These are my current recommendations. You might be shocked that the list is so small, but these are only the ones that I can vouch for hand on heart. There's some other ones that I have availed myself of over the years and recently that I really like. I really like the content, but the 4 rabbis that I've recommended in this video, I can stand by these. So I can definitely give you my full recommendation for these 4 rabbis, which I am publicly endorsing that you become familiar with. It is a crime. I'm telling you right now, it is an absolute crime if you are somehow involved in the Torah world and you are not familiar with any one of these 4 rabbis' teachings. Get a hold of them. I will put links to their websites, to some of their most outstanding teachings, most prominent teachings, and you can go from there. I hope this video helps you. Please consider liking this video and subscribing and tapping the bell. We've had a bit of a slowdown in subscribers and views. That probably is partly because I moved and I haven't been putting out many videos, but hopefully, Hashem willing, I'm back. And I hope you really enjoyed this video. Feel free to comment if you've got any other recommendations below. Bye for now.